Hello friends out there in YouTube land, Robert Hamm here, and today I'm going to share with you how to use external flash with the RF70. Let's get to it. Let's look at the RF70 real quick. We've got an L bracket mounted to the camera itself. To that L bracket we're using a PC sync cable, that's the 2.5 version, going to our flash. Now our flash is a Yongnuo WINE 560 Series 4. It's got a transmitter and receiver in it. And in the front, that's where we're going to put our bayonet mount neutral density filters. We've got 3 different neutral density filters to choose from, 1, 2, and 3 stops. I'm going to start with a 3 stop and move to the 2 stop. Looking at flash, you can see that I've got 3 WINE 560 set up. All of them are external to the camera except the one on the flash bracket, and we will use that one to trigger all flash for today's photographs. And in order to help us dial in exposure, we're going to use the X100F because it too has a leaf shutter and a neutral density filter built in. Alright, now that you know the hardware, let's talk about the scene. Now right now it doesn't look like a very difficult lighting situation, but really there's quite a bit of sun peeking out from behind silhouetted clouds. So we go from a blue sky to a cloudy sky very quickly, which means I've got a photograph in between that. And there's some things to think about here. If you look in the foreground, you'll notice I'm using the X100F, and you might have even seen me use my phone, an app called Light Meter, in order to meter for the light. This is because I'm going to use these readings to help me dial in the settings that I need for the RF70 so I don't waste film. In fact, you're going to find out that today I use only 2 shots, but you'll notice that I probably take 6 shots with my X100F. Now, this little gem of a technique is a photographer's tool that I've been using for years to dial in exposure, especially when I'm using something like InstantKon, and sometimes even in tricky lighting situations for regular film that I might be using with a bride or groom. And the reason is because you don't want to mess it up and you want to get it right the first time, but you want to use that special medium. This trick works great, and you don't need a very expensive external light meter or Sexonic or anything like that. One of the nice things about today's photograph is that I only ended up taking 2 shots. The first one I used the Indy 8. I found that was just a little bit darker than what I wanted, and I also found out that I wanted to fill my frame a little bit more than what I was originally seeing. Of course, shooting this close, roughly 3 meters, I've got to correct for parallax, which is easily done in the camera, but since that's something I'm still becoming familiar with, I erred on the side of caution. And you can see here, as the image comes in, I'm only about half the size of the total frame. Well, in my second shot, I'm going to correct that. I'm actually going to move a little bit closer, and I'm going to take the 3-stop neutral density filter off, and I'm going to put the 2-stop neutral density filter on. That changed everything, and it made it quite a bit brighter. Now, one thing that you may not notice is that in here, everything kind of looks dull on the camera, on the video that you're seeing, but in the reality, once again, I'm going in between bright and dark lights. You can kind of see how some of the background gains contrast and loses contrast while you're watching the video, and that's because of the clouds going overhead. One thing that I noticed, and I knew right off the bat, was that my background needed to be lit up. So what you may not realize is that although I have a flash on me on the camera and on me from the side providing a little bit of rim light, I also have a flash in the background lighting up the wall behind me. And that's very important. As you see here in this photo, and it comes back up nice, other than the fact that I did not nail the focus, I truly nailed the exposure. The color is that beautiful yellows, the blue in the sky, some of the green in the grass. It just shows nicely, and there's a natural vignette in the imagery. So taking a look at the back of the camera, you would just see my settings. I was using 1/8 power on this flash. The other flash were dialed in as necessary. I was on 1/1 power on the far flash for the wall, and during filming we had a visit from a very lucky dragonfly, and I found this to be really lucky and quite special. Look at this little guy. He's just so cute. So there you go, guys. There's my first show for you on how to use the RF70 and external flash. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching.